Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So today I had a little bit of time to film a video and I wanted to give you guys an update on just some things that I've purchased fairly recently. Nothing too recently, but they're things that I use all the time. So I wanted to talk about them because I don't think I've talked really about any of these yet. And then I wanted to give you just my quick initial thoughts on, for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I purchased the most recent Goss anniversary set, I think it's called, anniversary set, and I've been using them for a few days. I got them the very first day, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on them and whether I thought they were worth the price and that kind of thing. So let's jump right in and get started. I'm going to talk about the Goss brushes first. I'm not going to do a full in-depth review of each brush. If you want to see that, there's lots of them here on YouTube. I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on them. So there's 8 brushes. The set comes with 8 brushes. I think it was $241, which I think as a brush person is a pretty good deal for the quality of brushes that they are and the fact that you get 8 of them. You know, it's like $30 a brush. And I think that's a great deal for the quality that these brushes are. I think they are great brushes. The quality of them is beautiful. They are, for the most part, all natural hair. There is some synthetic hairs in this one. This is like a, has natural and synthetic, and then the push brush is synthetic, as push brushes should be. But I think it's a great price point, and I also think it's a really great set if you don't have his brushes. Because there's something, you know, there's like a foundation or face powder brush. There is something you could use for blush and bronzer. Sorry, they're dirty. I've been using them every day. There's eye brushes, you know, a great range of eye brushes. This is sort of a new shape for him. I really like this brush. Do they have numbers on them? Yeah, this is the number 7 in the anniversary set. I really like this for packing shadow on the lid or smudging liner, that kind of thing. And while I don't use a push brush all the time, I don't look for a push brush all the time, I think they're great to have. This one is, you know, it's a nice thin one. Do I think it's that different from other ones I own? No. But the other thing I like push brushes for is brows. If you, you know, if you're, you know, trying to do a really nice precise brow with powder, I think they're great for that too. So I will actually use this in my kit for clients probably quite a bit for brows. I like them for brows. Or the other thing a good straight brush like this is good for is cleaning up around the lip. If you're doing like a really amazing red lip and you want to do a little concealer around the edges and that kind of thing, these brushes, because they're so straight, are great for that kind of thing. So, you know, these brushes are ultra soft, just like all of his brushes are. They're beautifully made. I haven't had any shedding, and I've been using them, you know, every day since I got them. I think they're great. I think if you're looking for a set, you know, to jump into the Goss brushes, this is a great way to do it. You can get them at Beautylish. Beautiful. And again, there's lots of videos out there that kind of go through each brush, and Goss did a video of them as well, so I'm not going to do that, but they're beautifully made, they're very high quality, and I do think they are worth the price if you can still get them. I think they're probably still available. I think it's a limited edition for the brushes, but I think you can still get them on Beautylish. Okay, let's keep moving. I think I talked about this. This is the Chanel eyeshadow palette. I can't remember if I talked about it or not. This is the new one that came out for spring. These are really nice, actually. They, the texture of these shadows is beautiful, and I think this is a great everyday palette. And I know it has some crazy colors in the center, but really if you look at it, you've got good neutrals here, you got a good set of neutrals here, and then you have these kind of pops of color in the center, which I use as liners and stuff like that, but you could certainly, you know, layer them on the lid or whatever you wanted to do. I kind of use them as liners. I think it's a great palette, and it's like $70 for 9 shadows, and Chanel quads are usually $61 for 4, and I do like the texture of all of these. So this has been a really great palette for me. I just think it's very wearable every day, and yes, they all have a bit of sheen to them, although these are pretty very low sheen. So I've been using these on like the brow bone and in the crease. But they're not glittery, they're just like a satin shadow, which I think lays beautifully on the skin. So I've been loving that. I also wanted to talk about, which I don't think I've shared these, I picked up a couple of these Smashbox trios. These are really great shadows in my opinion. So I picked up two of the nudie, they're called Nudie Pick. I picked up Light, which is this one, and I picked up Deep, which is this one. These, first of all, if you travel and you need something little to travel with, these are great because they're small. You can just throw them in your bag. These are all mattes. These palettes are all matte. Now this is, if you are looking for something similar to the Tom Ford Cocoa Mirage, these are really nice shadows. No, it's not Cocoa Mirage, but the tones of these three fit right in there. And the shadows are beautiful. They blend beautifully. They wear beautifully on the lid. They don't kick up a ton. They're matte shadows, so you're going to get a little bit of, you know, powder when you put your brush in them, but that's normal for a matte shadow. This is a great everyday neutral palette to own. And then the Deep one, I just love warm browns. And so this is what I have on today. This with just a little bit of this light color, this color layered in my crease as well. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette if you like that warm brown look. I highly recommend these. The price point is amazing. I think they were $30 each. And if you think about it, you can get these at Ulta. So if Ulta's doing a 20% off, these are a really great deal. If you've always wanted to, you know, have the Vizart palette, but you can't afford it, you know, you could pick up one of these at a time for a really great price. Or if you're someone who just likes to keep it simple and wants just a couple of shadows, these are really, really great. I have not tried any of the ones with the more shimmery shades in them, shadows in them, but these two nudies are great. The Light and the Deep. I didn't get the medium, I just got these two. These are great. If you travel a lot, carry with you, love them. Again, you can get them at Ulta. I'm sure they have them at Sephora as well, but you know, Ulta does those coupons sometimes, so you would get a little bit better deal on them. I really like them. I don't think I've talked about this yet either. So I picked up one of the new bronzers from NARS. Not super new, but this is Laguna, but it's in that other formula. Does it say on here what it is? No, I'll put the name of it here. But they're like more like a gel formula. It's a powder, but it's, you know how it has that, I don't know how to describe it. I'll put the name here, sorry. But I really like this. This is nice and soft, so if you're fair like I am, it never looks muddy. You know, I kind of use it all the way around. I use it down my neck to warm up my neck. This is really, really nice, I think. It's, if you like sort of that, a lot of pigment in your bronzer, this isn't for you. But if you're fair-skinned and you want something that looks natural, this is really, really great. Like I've been using every day since I bought it. It's probably been, I don't know, maybe a couple months now, 6 weeks. I love this. I love it. You can see the pattern's already worn off. I just use it every day. I love it. It's super, super easy. Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's nice, lightweight. You could carry this. It's small. I don't like the NARS packaging because it gets all dirty. You can see how kind of dirty it gets, but you know, it is what it is. I love the formula. And then I wanted to talk about the lip I have on because this has sort of been a go-to for me. This is probably my third one of these pencils. And so this is an Estee Lauder Double Wear lip pencil, which I love the Double Wear pencils because they stay on like crazy, just like the Double Wear eyeliners do. And this color to me is, so what I do is I put this all over my lips like it's a lipstick, and then I just put a little gloss over it. But because it's a pencil, it stays on. And so even as my gloss wears off, the pencil stays there. So this is the color, and this doesn't work for me with all of their pencils, but it does with this one. This is the color Tawny, which I'm going to put kind of, you know, a wide swatch so you can see. This is the color of it. It's like a rosy color. Tawny to me is an odd description of what color this is. I would call it kind of a warm rose with a little bit of gold sheen to it. This pencil has some sheen in it, which also makes it great for wearing all over the lips. I love it. It's like the perfect sort of warm, it's a warm rose, I would call it. But it's great on the lips, all over the lips. You know, and then you can get a good, you know, you can line them first, then fill them all in, which is how I do it. And a little bit of gloss. It's perfect, and it wears so long because it's just a pencil. And even as, like I said, as the gloss wears off, it's still there. And I've been loving that. So those are the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today very quickly. I'm loving all of them. I think they're really, really great. And so I thought I would share them with you. If you have any questions about the Goss brushes, I'm happy to try and answer them in the comments below. I didn't want to kind of do a full review because there's so many of them, all of reviews already out there on YouTube, but it's a great deal if you want some of his brushes. Not to mention, thanks everyone for your kind comments about us adopting Clara in my last video. We just love her. We think she's the greatest thing ever. And thank you to everyone who contacted me to purchase. You know, Estee or the Neiman Marcus Beauty event has started. It's still going on. If you're interested in getting anything, you can look at my previous video or just contact me at the number below. I can give you any information you want on products and gifts and that kind of thing. It goes on until the 25th of February, or as long as the gifts last, which they don't tend to last all the way till the end, but especially the brand gifts, which are always really good at Neiman Marcus. So yeah, that is it for today. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all again soon.